All right, Tetron Invest here. Today I want to give you some general thoughts on Palantir stock. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my personal thoughts and opinions, but at the time of this recording, the stock price is around $8 per share, and I do personally believe that's undervalued, and the risk-reward opportunity here with this one is looking pretty good at the current prices. This one peaked out at like $45 last year, and now it's all the way down to $8. And a lot of YouTubers have talked about Palantir, or I've seen it highly talked about in the retail community. And I personally thought it was a good price, anything under 20, and clearly I was wrong. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. But when you look at how the world has turned now and how their technology, a lot of the revenue comes from governments, and you see how the government, well, we can't entirely see because that's the whole thing with them. A long time they were very private because they were just working with governments and they were exclusively using their technology for solutions to military type stuff. I heard it even had to do with Osama bin Laden, taking him out, that their technology had a factor in that. So it's super high powered stuff, and it's all about data, right? Like it's combing through massive amounts of data, and their whole ideology to an extent is, okay, well, you need the power of the computer, but you also need the power of a human. So let's have like crazy comb through data that have humans like looking at it and making sense of it and can map things out, such as finding Osama. Like that's crazy. I don't know exactly how that went down, but just the fact that their technology played a role in that kind of shows you the power. And of course I'm not bullish on that alone. You should do a lot more due diligence on the company if you believe in it. I'm just speaking generally, but generally that's a great thing. And when you see how the world has shifted now and there's more of a need for that kind of stuff, the high powered technology for security, as we see tensions heat up across the world, economics are not looking good, a lot of bad things going on, and kind of Alex Karp always talked about, like everyone called him like a doomsday kind of guy. He's always like, oh, the black swan event, whatever, and it's kind of like, I mean, who could have predicted all this? I mean, I don't know. They're a pretty smart group of guys over there as well, and now the next thing they're doing over the next coming years is going into businesses, working with businesses, right? Because think about over time, companies are always accumulating data, more and more data, and they want to utilize more data. So if you want to utilize more data, you need to make sense of your data. I'm sorry, if you want to utilize the data to make more money, you need to make sense of that data. So basically, they're going to use Palantir, bring them in. If you can pay Palantir, like, let's say, really simple numbers, $1,000, for every $1,000 you're paying them, it's bringing in $1,100 in revenue. Wouldn't you pay them? I'm saying, again, very simple numbers, very random example, but point being, as companies gain more data over time, it will get harder and harder for them to dissect that data internally and make sense of it to help them lead to higher sales or do stronger business or whatever their respective industry is. So if you bring in Palantir at that point, as you accumulate a massive pile of data, they can come in, comb through that for you, make some sense of it, help you solve whatever solution is necessary for your respective industry in that respective business. So I think the government side of things and the small business side of things, which may struggle a little bit considering how the economy is slowing down, so that's definitely an uncertainty, but you know, it's all about them executing and there actually being demand for it. I just think maybe they're a little ahead of the time. The demand is coming over the coming years, but that's just my personal thoughts. You can leave your personal thoughts below. Just want to talk briefly on Palantir stock today.